You made me, and I love you, but I can't change the things I've done. I'm the chosen one.
You know what they say, everyone. It's Deep Dive Zone, the Sonic review series for fans of all shapes and sizes. I'm your host, Evan, joined as always by our Team Shadow of this playthrough. I didn't say that right. It's Shadow the Hedgehog, the third episode featuring the neutral hero route, and this is a oft memed upon playthrough, so you know it's good.
Is it?
Oh, you'll see.
Well,
in certain ways.
I didn't know it was.
You're forgetting this is a game of all time.
Okay, well, yes, this is the game of all time.
And this is one of the playthroughs in it.
I guess it's tough because it's not like we've really played this game before. It's
no,
basically
but
the first time for the both of us.
I mean, yes, that is
it's not
true.
Like we know the general sentiment,
well,
so we're just along for the wild ride.
I thought I did know the general sentiments around this game.
You'll know the memes when we get to them. Don't worry about it. Anyway, try to keep things moving here. So, we get our normal intro cutscenes, blah, 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 Shadow, Maria's dead, whatever. Westopolis, hero mission.
Wait, Maria's dead? What?
Aliens.
It's like the evil mission, but hero.
Oh,
hell yeah.
The good guys murder aliens.
Holy shit, I never would have
Instead of being evil by
out.
killing people, we're being good by killing aliens.
No, you're evil by making people lay down and beg for their lives.
That's right.
Oh, that's true. Murder good, leaving them alive bad.
That's actually really funny.
Trauma bad, murder good.
Shadow takes more lives in the hero playthrough than the dark, you're right.
It's fine, it's worth it.
Because
the way it's meant to
Sonic
be.
game. Is this Sonic Heroes? Is this Shadow Heroes?
Yeah.
Truly, the game we need, Shadow Heroes.
It's just a game
we
of
just need to combine
Shadow
the
Heroes
worst
3D
of this
Blast.
game with the worst of Heroes.
Oh my, Jesus, fuck.
You have to do all of the 10 playthroughs 4 times.
Oh.
And you have to do special stages on top of that.
Evil missions turning to kill all the enemies, not just all the aliens, every gun soldier and every alien.
Jesus.
You know, you say that.
Timing restrictions are the same for A rank, though.
So, after you get through Westopolis again, somehow...
with more murder.
With more murder.
More murder.
It's true. You get the same old gun cutscene. You've seen that before. Skip through that. And then we get a hilarious moment where Doom's Eye is like, now, I know you didn't listen to me, but I don't pay any attention. So, more Chaos Emeralds to collect. Come with me, Shadow. And Sonic's like, wow, look at that eye. I think we should definitely do that. Like, huh? And he goes with the evil, and he also doesn't question the fact that, like, he was treating Shadow like they were on the same side. He's just Sonic. He's like, let's go and run around. Sounds fun.
Well, yeah, the one character more gullible than Shadow is Sonic.
True.
Yeah.
Look, Sonic's trying his best.
I didn't
It's not
really,
good enough.
all I could think of was like basically the equivalent of like a Goku, where it's just like
More
he
or
doesn't
less.
care as much that like, oh, this guy's bad, because it's like, oh, well, this guy knows where the next Chaos Emerald is. I guess I'll go that way. Come on, Shadow, let's go. It's like just a Dragon Ball at that point.
Yeah, like
Sonic's just a guy who likes adventure.
Yeah, he's very naive. Yeah,
It's not overt that he's gonna like, I don't know, kill all your friends yet, Sonic. So you know.
Yeah, I do like this cutscene. I do love Sonic's. He's so happy to head to the next level.
This cutscene's just hilarious, just all around.
Yeah, he's so weird in this game.
And
yes,
only Sonic. Every other character acts completely normal.
It's very funny, yes, that Shadow... Black Doom notices Shadow disobeying him, specifically if you just run and grab the emerald in the neutral mission. But if you kill a bunch of his minions in the hero playthrough, he totally ignores it. It's like, we just have to keep moving.
Well, he knows you have it in you if you kill all his minions.
He doesn't give a shit.
He's like impressed. He respects you now.
Yeah, you're earning respect from him by murdering.
Punch Black Doom in the nose to establish dominance.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that takes us to our second stage, Lethal Highway, which I think is the most visually interesting city level in the game, and that's about where my praise for it ends.
Pacing.
Level structure. It's familiar somehow. That name is familiar too, kind of.
Lethal. I mean, lethal is a pretty radical word.
It is
It
pretty
is.
radical.
It is. Agreed.
You're right. It reminds me of Speed Highway. No, yeah. It is there a
It reminds me of
corkscrew loop in this
Westopolis.
stage?
Wait a minute.
I can't remember.
I don't
Been
think
here
so. But that would be, that would be their homage. But no. So
True.
this stage, I think I would like it if I was doing the dark mission. But you never want to do the dark mission this stage. You have to do the tank killing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tank chase. Oh boy.
Yeah, that tank
Where
chase.
do we even begin?
It
I
is.
mean, I have a spot I can begin. It's not helpful.
Yes. Well, you're welcome to if you want to.
All right, so the modded version of this game
Oh boy.
decides that the tank is too easy and it needs way, way, way more health.
Oh
And to be faster.
god.
And to be faster, I didn't realize that it was the mod doing this. I thought this stage was just brutally hard for no fucking reason because someone had a horrible day.
This is my fault because I just sent Sid my patched version of the game because I thought that would be easier than walking him through the steps. But it meant that he doesn't see the mod page and see the changelog.
Oh.
Jesus.
So I just thought this stage was super fucking difficult for no reason.
I mean, to
I
be
had to turn on
fair.
infinite ammo to beat it.
It's not
Because-
great even when you're on vanilla.
Yeah, no, vanilla
Because,
is
like,
that's
no
true.
better.
Well, the first time I did it, I timed out the first time and had to restart. I think, Bruce, you also timed out a couple times, right?
I technically only timed out twice. I should have timed out probably like 5 or 6 times.
But like you restarted or something.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
just wasn't
Yeah.
going well. It's
So
tough.
I'm going through the stage. I'm having a bad time. I'm messaging Devin like, "Hey, what the fuck am I doing wrong?"
Well,
And then I get the go ahead to just go and cheat. And
Your
even with
first-
infinite ammo, it took me a while to kill this fucking ship.
I want to be clear. Your first message to me is, "I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this," and that sent me into a panic attack. I'm like, "Shit, are we gonna not have everything done before now?" And so, yeah, no, always ready to authorize people to cheat if it means that we can at least get through it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to
technically,
hear.
you're
for next
already
week, then.
cheating by using a modded version if you think about it.
Oh,
Well,
that's
yeah,
true.
but that
Is it
made the
really
game
cheating if
harder.
I'm shooting myself in the foot?
You're not playing as
It
how
is-
Yuji Naka intended.
You're not playing how God intended.
Didn't think God intended for this game.
No,
Oh
God
no,
made
this is
game.
definitely part of the plan.
Whoa! This wasn't in the Sonic Bible? What?
No, this is in the
I
real
don't
Bible.
think it was.
No, this
Oh.
game
This
was in
is
the
the
actual
Sonic
Bible.
Book of Revelations.
It is
Yeah,
the coming
so
apocalypse.
it came out too early.
It is the coming apocalypse.
Since we're in the
So
apocalypse now.
Listen,
Which is
Shadow
possible.
did
We all-
die and was reborn, so
that
Oh
is
my
true.
It's canon.
Yeah,
You're right. You got me.
listen. We've talked so much about Ken Penders casting Knuckles as a Christ allegory. If Takashi Iizuka was going to cast any character as a Christ allegory, it would be Shadow, no question.
yeah,
I
and he's trying to
guess?
redeem himself for his own sins this time. It's great.
Oh my god.
So, I think we all did the same strat kind of for this level, right? Like, you're just supposed to build up your meter so you get, like, infinite ammo and you just, like, unload on the boss? Like,
Yeah,
you're
that's what
supposed
I
to
did.
do.
Basically,
Yep.
what you
Like,
have to do.
yeah, I don't know
you
any
can-
other way you can.
Or
You
cheese.
you
can
don't get enough
technically do
ammo.
it with limited ammo.
Really?
I think so, yeah, but it's not easy, and you know,
I can
It doesn't feel
see
very
that.
good. It feels like it's the wrong thing to do. Because I feel like I tried that the first time and it just didn't work.
Well, this stage is
But I
full of
guess I-
deceptions because, like, the game never tells you that the thing doesn't actually move during any of the indoor sequences or whenever you can't see it.
Oh.
You
I
can
didn't
take
really
as much
realize that.
time on those sequences as you want.
I see.
Which I didn't realize I could do that, so I kept on running past those and just not picking up weapons and building
Which
meters
is-
because I thought
yeah,
I didn't
why
have
it's
time.
hard
Right?
to do it without.
Because you're like, I have to go right now. He's gonna get away. But even Sonic is like, hey, maybe we should take out these guys. And it's like, huh,
Yeah, I just always assume Sonic is full of shit.
right?
Darkness.
It's like,
Fair enough.
it's frustrating because it's like, on one hand, it's like, well, no, the game's literally telling us to take time and kill it. But it's like, I don't know, that seems counterintuitive to the overall narrative of this level. It's like,
Yeah,
why
on the
would-
other hand, the game's giving me no reason to believe it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, this is also the game that tells you not to attack the enemies that are shooting at you. So it wasn't really trying that hard, or was it?
Yeah.
No. And there's like really just rude parts in this level too. Like you're chasing after the tank. Which I don't know why they call it that. It looks nothing like a tank. I mean, I guess alien
don't-
tanks are
I
different
don't
from
even know
Have you ever
what
seen
tanks.
things that can't fly?
I guess so.
It's not really a tank, I admit, but they call it a tank. But it's also just like, what is it exactly? Is Black Doom in there? Is that what we're supposed to take?
It's
No.
Black Doom.
It is Black Doom? Okay.
Wait, no.
What, the tank is
Nope,
him?
it's the real Black Doom.
That's what he actually looks like. The butthole face and the starfish? No. Those are just
That's all
affectations.
facade.
Yeah, those are
You might not like
affectations.
it. You might not
That
like
is
it, but
peak
this is
Black
the
Doom.
This is the ideal black arm form.
Like
Sonic-
we've seen, like the grunt enemies, they just get bigger and bigger. So clearly,
True.
Black Doom would just get as big as a ship in his true form.
True.
Sonic at one part makes a joke of this. Like in the first level, if you hit the weapon tutorial, Sonic says, "I wouldn't be caught dead using one of those things." In this level, he says, "I wouldn't be caught dead in a car without windows," which is a really what? It's a really
What?
weird thing to say.
Well, clearly because Sonic is two things. One, so dumb he thinks cars can fly, like just inherently. And two, that full of himself that he needs people to see him.
Wait, you mean you can?
Oh.
Well, I was going to
would've
say he's
figured-
claustrophobic, which is a recurring gag in the series, but that works too.
I would have.
I mean, they do paint Sonic to be an egomaniac at quite a few points.
Yeah. Look at him.
When you said that he was two things, I thought one of them would have been like how he's like a walking PSA for kids, like Sonic says, where it's like, hey, make sure you only drive in cars with windows. They're safe for you. And remember, if you
If you
don't,
need Sonic
that's
to tell
no
your
good.
kids that, then I don't know what's happening.
Remember, kids, if you see a white van with free candy written on the side, I can't even make that joke because the "That's No Good" episode already exists.
It's true.
I'm not going to point out the Sonic says thing I think of every time, but I'm sure everyone knows it.
Yeah.
But no, they do some mean things in this level though. Like you're chasing after the tank, and you're on the like the overpass, which is a nice aesthetic, and it just breaks on you, and you just fall down, and it just feels bad.
At least
turns out you're
this
supposed to
time
hit,
it's
like, a
not gun
bounce pad
nuking
off
their own
the
city.
True, that is
True.
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 Last time we were on a highway that was falling apart, it was gun attacking their own city for reasons.
Yeah.
Somehow we're a step up from Westopolis. I didn't think it was possible.
No, Radical Highway. Westopolis
Yeah,
is
it's
Black
actually
Horns.
I see.
No, you're right though,
It's not-
because every time you hit the tank, even when you win, it feels like you're not doing as much damage as you could be.
Yeah.
You know, even a simple like a boss health bar would have been useful. Just like
Be
how much damage?
Revelatory.
But it's not even a boss health bar
Yes.
because like it's a when you're fighting other enemies, they show a health bar. Just show me a health bar for the shield.
Yeah, and I
know?
mean it does
It's-
change
yeah.
color depending on how damaged it is, but
Well, it changes between two colors. It's
yeah,
like
it goes from
green
like
and,
blue
what,
to
red?
green, which doesn't really tell you
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
neither of those
it's
tell me it's
pretty
breaking
broken.
soon. Give me oranges,
Right.
give me reds if you're going to do that. Don't go from blue to green. Like, if I'm at green, I'm like, okay, this is a Dragon Ball Z fighting game, and I've barely done anything yet.
Yeah. You're dreading that next moment where you have to hear Sonic say, "Damn, they got away." I don't want
Yep.
Sonic to swear.
I
His whole
mean,
shtick is that he's a
Why
good
can
guy.
Sonic swear but not Tails?
or Eggman.
True.
Hashtag
Justice
let
for
Tails
Tails.
say fuck.
Let Tails say fuck, exactly.
Did anyone ride the bike in this level?
I think I did.
I tried
once
to, and then I
Crispy
realized
did
it was
not do.
bait.
I drove
Oh.
off the edge and died.
I think
I
I did
was-
one.
I wanted to, but like because of Westopolis, right? I already knew that the cars sucked, and so I figured, well, the bike's also gonna suck, right? So I've
And
never
it
even
does.
tried it yet.
My first few playthroughs of it, I was riding the bike, and the bike was going great, but I can't get the bullets to go where they're supposed to on the bike.
Ugh.
Like trying to
Yeah.
shoot while driving the motorcycle is not a good time.
Somehow this is something that Sonic 06 actually improved on amazingly.
Oh, wow.
In that they gave the bike mounted guns that recharge their ammo. So
And like
There
when
you
we
go.
have other mounts in the game that have their own guns, it works way better. But trying to use
yeah, like the
Exactly. Like the
the-
bats.
like
Yeah,
not that I
like
fault
that.
Shadow, I also cannot shoot a gun while driving a motorcycle.
You know,
Yeah.
I've never
He's built
tried.
different.
Remember his opinion.
That's true.
on
I've never
that.
tried. I haven't done either of those things, but I really don't think
I've
I can do
done-
both. So the fact that Shadow
I've
can
done-
barely manage it,
Well, you know, I
Drive a
was cast
motorcycle?
briefly in The Matrix 5 before production collapsed and Lily Wachowski defected to North Korea, but in my experience shooting dual-wielding pistols on a motorcycle when working on that film, yeah, it's not easy.
Mhm.
yeah.
Depends on
I
what
don't
you're
know
dual
what the fuck I'm
wielding.
talking about.
Well, they fix it in post. So,
But I wish they could have fixed this game in post.
Ooh,
They
tried, you
still
know.
can. This game's never been re-released.
that's true.
It never
well,
will.
okay.
Probably not.
Side tangent though. I mean, if you're gonna base off like them re-releasing like they do for like I don't know, like Colors or something, I don't know if that's a great idea.
I mean,
Well,
isn't
I
Colors
don't know.
remastered fine now?
Colors
Well, no,
Ultimate
but it-
was
it-
really broken at launch, but it's
Exactly.
okay
That's what I'm
now.
getting.
That's
at.
just modern gaming, though.
Unfortunately,
What you do
yes.
now.
True, yeah.
That's all with a
I
game that's
hate
already
that,
whacked
but
like
yeah.
Shadow. I don't know what you're expecting. Like, oh man, they're gonna fix everything. It's like, no, they're probably gonna break it
Just
even
make
more.
just make a new game at that point.
The only chance this game
make
ever
Shadow the
stands-
Hedgehog 2.
The only chance
Give
this
me
game
Shadow
ever stands at
Revengeance.
re-release is like in a pack with like Adventure 1,
Oh,
2,
yeah.
and Heroes.
I don't.
Uh,
That seems a little too much. There's no way they would bundle it with it because it's too much of a black sheep. You know.
Okay, but
No,
they
it'll
could do
get
a bundle of like Shadow the Hedgehog, Heroes, and then 3D Blast, and just do like the fuck ups collection.
Oh, well, you need 06 in there then.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
No,
Sure.
because 06 is the best Sonic
Wii
game ever
era,
made.
though.
You can't put that in that collection. What are you talking about?
Not yet.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Secret Ring, Sonic Boom. There's so many choices.
Right.
Hey, all I
Alright.
care about is that 3D Blast makes it in.
Well, 3D
Alright,
Ass
so-
Blast deserves to be
Let's-
in there.
Let's get
Yeah,
off
I don't
this
think there's
tangent.
much else with this. They have a cutscene after this, right, where you're talking with Black Doom with Sonic, and it's a little amusing, I guess.
Us killing that tank finally lets Black Doom know that we're not doing what he wants. Yes.
And he's
Which, to be fair,
pissed.
I don't think it could be sent in a more concise way than blowing up his tank.
I mean, yeah.
That's how I let the
Yeah.
American government know I'm on their side. No, sorry, that
Jeez.
for legal reasons that's a joke.
Uh-huh.
Warning.
For legal
This is a
that's
joke.
Strictly
joke.
legal reasons.
Yeah, so
Jesus Christ.
he's sicking a big boy on us, and Sonic is really excited. He goes, "Time to rock and roll."
Hell
Wait,
yeah.
no, that's a different. Is that this cutscene or a different one?
I don't know,
I don't know if that's
man.
the exact line, but he does definitely get pumped for this fight.
Everything Sonic says just bleeds
No,
together for
this
me.
one is woo, bring it on. Yeah. So it's Black Bull, which is an F-Zero reference.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Is-
but did that game already come out by this point?
I
Because
think
that's for
so.
F-Zero.
This
CX,
it is a
right?
reference because that's Black Bull, and there's another boss in this game that's called Blue Falcon. So.
Oh yeah, because this game's like what 2005, right?
Yeah.
So that makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. Yeah. Hell yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Odd
I dig
choice,
it.
but okay. I guess Sega published it, so.
But-
But Black Bull
But yeah, this
is...
heckin' chonker, am I right? One of the bosses
Yeah.
ever made.
It did feel a
Um,
lot like a Sonic boss. I'll give it that.
So
that it was
having
bad.
not done many. Oh, okay, because this was gonna.
oh.
The exact words I used were bland and uninspired, but yeah, also bad.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of.
I had an issue fighting this boss for the first time, and it kind of soured my perception of it for a little bit. And then I figured out what was wrong, and I just blame how they give information to the player, which is kind of a running theme with a lot of this game. How it's not bad, but it's like
Running thing with
they
Sonic.
make it really hard for you to want to like it by like obscuring all the useful details. Because like pretty
Well,
sure.
yeah, that's a Sonic
how-
experience.
Yeah.
Liking
So
it is
pretty
supposed to be an
sure-
uphill battle.
How everyone beat it, right, was that like he spits out a bunch of the little bat guys from before. You see him like in the first stage, right? And you're supposed to like air dash into each one, kind of daisy chaining it until you can air dash into his eye over and over again. Like it's just like Zelda, where it's like, oh, it's a Gomo. He's got the eye weakness. Oh boy, I wonder what it is. It's like it's right there. What else is the weakness? And I guess you could use like a gun. They do scatter some black arm aliens like around the block or two. It's okay. It's not the best I mean, I will say,
I
if
mean,
you want
yeah.
an A rank, you do need to use the guns because it's like you have like a minute 30 to get an A rank on this level. It kind of sucks, but yeah, no. So you're supposed to daisy chain the bats, right? But like, what would happen very first try was that it wouldn't spawn more bats, and I didn't realize that's because once you get rid of the bats, you're supposed to like leave and go to a new spot for him to want to
Yeah,
spawn
he
more
doesn't
bats.
spit out more until he moves.
Right.
Yeah. And so if you didn't do enough damage to him, right? Because in theory, right, perfect world, you just keep bouncing like on his eye over and over again until he gets scared and moves off to another area. And if you somehow mess it up, maybe because, at the time you don't understand that you're supposed to time your jumps, or maybe the lock-on kind of screwed you over and you didn't get the first one, he just might not even leave the zone. and so he's just gonna spam fireball attacks and rings, and you're just sitting there first time trying to do the boss. You're like, I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? Turns out, yeah, it's like you're just supposed to like leave and go
Run over
around
there,
maybe,
yeah.
and just which is kind of dumb because it's like, why don't you have like Sonic say something like that, where it's like, oh wow, maybe we should flank him. Let's go around the block real quick or
Yeah,
anything.
something. Considering he won't
Right.
shut up anyway.
He's too busy talking about how much fun he's having and how you need to finish him off and kill him already.
He's
Ooh,
having so
yeah,
much
smash
fun
him
watching
up.
Shadow struggle.
Know that the pain you've inflicted is entirely your fault.
He says.
You
Yeah.
reap what you no, it's like what you sow, Shadow. No.
Yeah, it can take a while, and the hitbox isn't 100% reliable, and if you do a certain amount of damage to him, he'll fly off.
Kind of a dumb boss first try.
It is
it's
like a
little
lot of this
clunky.
game.
Oh.
It's not super hard, but it is janky and tedious.
You know what's really obnoxious is that they put like rubble around like the ring, right? And if you like sprint around the corner too fast, you'll just like run up the rubble ramp
ramp
and
off
just
it.
off the cliff. It's so bad, but also kind of funny. Like the fact that they let you do that, you almost give them a golf clap. You're like, wow, it's like, all right, this is what's happening now, sure.
Yeah.
But it's like, come on, man, this is the second level in theory, or like it's fine. It's like the third level in a sense. Like you could be brand new, you just bought the game, you killed all the baddies, you somehow beat the tank, and now this is like your first boss. It's the third.
Listen,
stage,
they got to
if you
give
will.
you a trial because they know that hallowed ground is approaching. Because
Right.
we get the normal like the president cutscene or whatever, and I don't know. At least it fits for him to expect us to help humanity at this point. But I don't care about that. What we have is truly the important thing of this playthrough, which is that we're heading towards the carnival level. We're seeing Shadow walking, and we have him spew the most iconic line of the game that everyone memes on, where Shadow says, "Where's the fourth Chaos Emerald?"
That's the
Oh,
line. You
hold
got
on.
it.
That's clearly what
Hold
he
on, that's
says.
not the line. What are we talking about?
Okay,
No, that's
okay.
exactly it.
I was running the Japanese retranslation mod, and it doesn't add swears to anything. But yes,
Really?
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
we don't need to
Thank you,
explain
bro.
why where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald is funny.
No, you're really. Did they tone down considerably on the swearing in the Japanese version? Like all
Japanese
around
as a language
uniformly?
doesn't really have traditional swear words, is what it
It
is.
doesn't.
But it's just
Huh.
a traditionally written Sonic script in the Japanese version, I think.
That's really funny. That they because they go so far to like just everywhere, just like a swear here, damn, what here, and
Yep,
where's that
that's-
damn fourth
it's all
Chaos
the English
Emerald, just like
version. This-
all over.
This
Huh.
game, this is like the apex of it. This game is mature content filtered through the most juvenile lens possible, so it seems almost kiddier. Like every time somebody swears in this game, just to make sure you hear it, they over enunciate it like an elementary schooler saying the shocking new word they just
Damn.
learned.
You already know that kids playing this game are going to be so excited going to school talking about how Shadow said damn.
It is unmatched. I love it.
But hey, we see Tails for a second. He wipes out pretty hard.
Yeah.
Whoa!
This stage, it's his hobby when he flies around. Crash.
That's true.
That's a bit of familiarity, although it's not really related to all the rest that's been going on. Like this whole stage, because when you talk to Tails, he's just like, Eggman's a big thief. He stole a bunch of rings. Let's get him back.
Right.
Okay. Sure. And then Eggman's like, there's a bunch of gun robots harassing me. Break them. Okay. Like, what? What are these missions? I don't blame Shadow for just being like, no, I'll get that Chaos Emerald and leave.
Yeah, it's like, what does any of this have to do with the journey that we've been on for the past 3 stages, or 2? And yeah, I like that Tails is in the Cyclone. I also like that he crashes for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
It's just what he does.
The real Tails experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing made him like previous Tails plane crashes. Like in SA1, it's at least like, oh, he got shot down, or oh, the power source was unstable. No, he just crashes.
He just likes
Well, you know.
crashing.
And yeah, Circus
He's
Park.
trying to establish himself as the Joseph Joestar of Sonic.
No plane crash can kill Tails per hour, yeah. This Circus Park, I think, it sort of feels like a B-side to Cryptic Castle, but I think it's a better stage than that in a lot of ways.
I had genuine fun with the stage, but
Yeah, the
I
stage
have a
wasn't
lot of
that
aesthetic
bad.
gripes with the stage.
Oh, I loved the aesthetic, but that's because it was really... This is Evil Clown.
I
Well,
think
like,
I
it
know what
doesn't
Sid's
fit with the
referring to.
game, and I
That's
feel like the
true.
carnival thing is so overdone in Sonic. Like, I don't think there's a lot there to work with, so the fact that it appears as often as it does.
I mean, that's fair.
You're
It's
right. I
kinda
thought you were
like
talking
with
about the
Mario,
seizure
though.
tunnel.
Oh no.
Seizure Tunnel didn't hurt me that much. Like,
I fucking hate that thing. Flashing rainbow colors as you fall. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's not
somehow
great.
that's less bad to me than Cyber Pain. So, I don't know.
The fact that you have like a circus funny hee hee ha ha clown level in one of these games, right? I mean, isn't it like it's like tropish like in Mario, right? Where it's like you have like what the worlds are gonna be, right? Through
Oh,
1
yeah.
through 8 or whatever. How it's like, oh, you have the regular plains-ish world, and then you have the desert one, and then you have this and that and this. And it's
Right.
like, and I guess it does get criticized to a degree, right? It's like, oh, I wish we'd get something different, but like. You know, it's like, isn't it like fine that we get like a circus clown level in Shadow? I mean, I guess because it's Shadow, it does open itself to do something different with it.
They
You
should
know,
have
maybe
made
we
it
don't
the
have
scary nightmare clown level. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
give me a nightmarish funhouse with, like, chainsaws and
call it-
dam.
We'll call it Cryptic Castle. Wait a minute. No.
No, but it should have. You know, it's making me think of like. Actually, it has a similar color scheme to like the final level of Psychonauts, the Meat Circus. You know, where everything is. It's a circus combined with a butcher shop, and everything's all fucked up. You know,
Yeah,
everybody
give
hates
me
that
something
stage.
like
I think it's
that.
one of the best levels ever created in any video game. Fucking fight me, but. Yeah, so I get what Sid's saying, that the carnival theme is a little overused at this point. I do like
I
that,
mean, yeah, it is.
technically the stage has the Carnival Night Zone barrels in it, but
Oh, yeah, it does!
none of the pain associated with them.
I will say, while I didn't care so much about the level's aesthetic, I didn't like the music. I could go
No.
without Carnival funny clown
Oh,
music. That shit
Yeah,
sucks.
no, the music on this was
Yeah.
notably bad. It's like the
Yeah.
only track I remember from the game that's not an ending song.
Yeah, for a bad reason. It's like seared in there.
Yeah, no, it's...
I think
Although,
it could have at
hey,
least
it managed to
needed
give
some
me
the
more of a
weapons.
headache in an audio way than in a visual way because of how bad the music is, and that's worth something.
We get our next medal of approval. Good job, golf club.
Yeah.
Yay.
So level
Every-
design wise, it's all right. There's shooting galleries. You got rails, hoops to jump through. The
Mhm.
horrific rainbow strobing tunnel, as previously mentioned. Don't like that one. Don't
Yeah.
play this stage if you got photosensitivity issues.
But yeah, regardless though, the level is just fine. I mean, like,
Serviceable. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we just had to do the neutral kind of run.
Yeah,
to
we'll
just,
hate
like,
this.
get to the
We'll hate
end.
this level in a couple weeks. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's soon for the other one. I don't think we have to do the dark path. I don't remember if I did that.
Yeah, that's just
Um,
more enemy hunting. I feel like they
Yeah,
should.
exactly.
If they were gonna make the enemy hunting a thing, they should have only had those missions be for if you're like regressing from a side. Like if you're committing to one specific pathway, it should always be something unique.
Sure.
hmm
They had the capacity in them to do that, but they didn't think to do that because they're bad.
Well,
anyway.
Well,
I
they-
mean,
they did
might
have a
not
year.
have actually had the
Okay,
capacity
okay,
to
you know
do
what?
that.
Crunch game, you're right.
Yeah, I will say, relatively speaking, right? It's like for a year, what they got, not too bad, all things considered. It's
Yeah,
like if they
but-
gave it an extra year, who's to say how much worse this game would have been? No.
Honestly,
They could have had you play it 20 times.
honestly, I could see them fucking it up more if they had more time on it.
No. um,
It's
But yeah.
always what if with these games, but yeah. So after this, Shadow walks in on the Chaotix trying to hack into Eggman's crypto mine.
Yes. This cutscene is a banger.
they're trying to steal
This
his
cutscene is incredible.
I am happy to see the chaotics being very enjoyable.
They're
I
doing
love that as soon as like this happens, SPO assumes he's getting the highest award in journalism, being assassinated. Like,
an assassin. Yeah. Well,
Yep.
and I love the way that this plays out. Is that SBO just sucks at computers, and Charmy's child, he would break something, and Vector, he's like a boomer, you know, he's an 18-year-old boomer. No, he's in his 20s, I think, but you know,
Well, he hates women though, so no.
not this
No.
Vector. This
Okay.
Vector is a
Not this
MILF hunter,
Conway.
but Archie Vector is the misogynist. But anyway, so this is all going on, and Shadow walks in there unannounced. He doesn't even really say hi to them or anything. I don't even know to what extent he even remembers who these people are. But he just walks up to the computer because SBO can't make it work. He karate chops it and opens a
Yep.
portal into the internet dimension.
Yep.
Incredible.
It is
S-rank
incredible.
cutscene.
I mean, this
One of
is
the
pretty much 1-for-1 with how I got your computer working, Devin.
I may need you to do it again. The new one is weird. But
Okay.
yeah, and this is the same computer room from before Cryptic Castle, which further credence to my theory that this was Act 1 and 2 of like an Eggman amusement park theme. But
tinfoil hat away.
yeah, so this means that we are heading into the other computer level in the game, Mad Matrix, and I fucking hate this level.
I know we had like our theory that like Eggman just invented like this is
The
how
internet.
computer works. So I'm glad we came up with that. Because my only note on this is like, why the fuck does this look the same? Like, is every computer just Eggman's? Does every computer connect to Eggman's?
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
Intel.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
It's
true.
It's Doc.
Eggman has
Dr.
computer
Ivo
zero.
Well, it's funny because I remember this first clicking in my mind from Sonic Battle. It also reuses assets. So every time they reuse assets, no, it's actually lore. There are lore implications here.
Where's the guard robos?
And then it all makes sense. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
That's
the
what I'm
guard
thinking about.
robos.
Oh, I
Um,
guess that game's set after this one nowadays. So.
Right, because it doesn't make sense continuity wise. Although
Man,
Sonic
I'd
Battle
hate
has
it
more
if the Sonic
problems
continuity didn't make sense.
than that. But that is nicely explained. Like the writers don't know how to write like the Black Arms at this point. Doom's Eye just shows up as just like, you just want to blow this place up. Do you want to blow it
Yeah,
up?
we just put some bombs.
I think he's trying to appeal to Shadow. He doesn't know how to get at him. He's like, you like blowing things up, maybe?
Black Doom has a list of like things he thinks Shadow's potentially interested in, and everything other than explosions is scratched out at this point.
He's the boomer parent trying to connect with his son.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's trying to connect with his teen son, and explosions is all he can come up with at this point.
How
You
do
know what?
Bomb the internet.
Son, it is time to bomb the internet.
I mean,
Man,
And
I will say this level looked really cool going into it.
it's more
like-
edgy Tron.
Yeah, but like Devin was saying, it's
Yeah.
really lame though.
it's
I
the
don't know.
level design because
I mean, yeah, a little
you know
bit.
you start off really similar to Digital Circuit, right? It's a lot of the same platforming, enemy combat, etc. It's once you get like less than halfway in, where it opens up into this enormous field that is this web of light rails with all of the bombs between them. Thank God we're not doing the dark mission, by the way. It takes forever to hit all those bombs.
Oh,
I
boy.
yeah, I have a note in here that I can mention later for that objective. It's awful. But
And-
besides
and-
that, though,
You have this field between these 4 terminal tower things that you have to visit, and it's like, what do you do though? And it's because in the hero mission, you have to go through all 4 towers, which is a gauntlet unto itself, and it's like, you know, it's a whole thing. So you have to activate them to do whatever they're trying to hack into, I guess. Or, sorry, in the neutral mission, you don't know any of that, though. So you're just
wanna leave.
aimlessly wandering around, not knowing that you can just go to the red one, and that's the end.
Yeah, that's what I was
Because-
doing.
because it's like it's kind of an interesting structure, all things considered. Because the execution, not the greatest, but overall, like a rather open-ended stage where you can kind of tackle the objectives in any order. That's kind of cool. You get, props. It's like that's nice, but like again, at the same time, right, the execution of it, right, because the light rails, it's not a great mechanic for this stage.
Just takes so long,
view-
and you can't see where exactly it's going to take you.
Yes,
I think that's the
and-
biggest problem.
And this comes up in the other objective for the dark version, right? Where the draw distance to actually see how far everything goes is so little that you're basically aimlessly just kind of bumbling around, and that's what inflates the playtime on this stage so much. It's rough. All things considered, though, when you actually get to the towers and you do those objectives, they're fine, but that's just it. We're not even supposed to do that right now. And so
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but it's like I basically played the hero mission up until I realized, wait a minute, it's like this isn't, you know what I mean? Because you do all the other stages, right? Like perfect example is like Prison Island, right? And it's like you're going along from point A to point B, and sure, you pick up like the little floppy disks along
Yeah,
the
you
way
at
for the
least
good
know that
missions.
you're doing it, exactly.
Exactly. They kind of guide you along, telling you how much further you have with the mission. And they don't really do that in this one because of its structure. So you're just kind of bumbling around and you're like, well, where's the exit? It's like, I know where all the good stuff is. I'm about to accidentally beat it the good way. And that's not what I want to do. I want to stay with this path. And yeah, it takes, I don't know, it took me quite a while to put together that, like, oh yeah, it's the red tower.
Yeah,
That's
just
where you
go there.
leave.
Because they don't tell you. Yeah, it's...
Right. And I think I might have even saw the tower, but the fact that you have the draw distance just kind of like cut out partway through while you're like writing,
Yeah,
you
no,
kind of forget there's a red tower.
the only upside to this stage for me, because it looks exactly the same as Digital Saga. That's basically a better level overall. But I do think that the music goes a little harder on this one, and of course,
Yeah.
you know, it does lead into another truly iconic meme from this game. Because you know, as usual, no matter what you do, it still gives you this boss fight, wherein Espio and Shadow are cornered by it's the Egg Breaker again. Aren't you guys excited
Oh
to see him again?
boy!
Wow.
Oh
Yep.
boy!
But this isn't like the prior two fights, because those ones, if they had repeated voice lines, they were short.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute.
Wait a minute.
First, Eggman has to not be outdone by Black Doom. It's like, this is what I'm gonna do to try to trick Shadow this time. Shadow, you have no past. And Espio's like, don't listen to him, that's stupid. And then Shadow's like, what does he mean? I have no past? Oh, this is such a revelation.
We
And
need
that's
to cut to the
actually
game where
not-
Shadow just listens to Espio.
Yeah, where's my Shadow Espio Yowie ending? It's fucking robbery.
Boo. Get out of here.
Come on,
Where's
they're
my
both
ending where
stoic,
Shadow
they both have
listens
deep
to anyone he
voices.
should ever?
This
You know what they
has-
say.
The more the merrier.
You know what they say, the more the merrier. Every single time he launches his weird clone orbs, the same one over and over and over and over.
It was real like SA1 get a load of this vibes.
It's worse than that.
Yeah, the
Because-
thing is, in SA1, like, okay, the Egg Viper, he has a few moments. He'll say it a few times in a row. But, like, it's not on this level at all.
The Egg Viper and the Egg Walker both do it, but they both have limits
right,
on how
yeah.
many times they attack in a single cycle. The Egg Viper will usually only attack 2 times before he does something else, and
Right.
you know, the Egg Walker only has 4 feet to stomp. But this thing, as long as you're standing near enough to him, he'll do it over and over again forever.
Hell.
I like actually took my headphones off for fighting this boss
Why is it-
because I was getting
That's
so
fair.
frustrated hearing the same thing over and over and over.
That is totally fair.
I think
I
my
just kinda
dad
tuned it out.
was in the room when I first fought this boss, and he was like, what the hell is wrong with your game, Devin?
Playing Shadow the Hedgehog.
Honestly,
Yeah.
valid question.
Listen,
Yeah,
my
no,
dad
that
knows
was
this
what-
game better than most Sonic games because it was when I most played games on the TV on the Wii, so...
That's pretty damning then, that it's like someone like, and basically, relatively speaking, absolute outsider, and they're like, yo, what the fuck, this looks like it's wrong and broken, what's going on? Like, come on.
Yeah, and...
Also, this fight, too many explosions.
Yes, the fight itself is also a little bit
Oh,
worse
true.
than Cryptic Castle, both because you have to dodge the stupid balls, but also because all of the egg pawns around have rocket launchers, which means you can get shot a lot easier.
Well, it's
Yeah.
a blessing and a curse, because it's a blessing in that, like, oh, you kill him and you get to use the rockets now. But then it's also whack, because, okay, I'm going to shoot Egg Breaker now, and it's like, what just hit me? Oh, another egg pawn. God dang it.
Well, and also, you have to manually aim the rockets in this game, and I don't think that they're great.
No,
I
they're
mean,
not.
Yeah.
I think it's still better than the alternative, though. Like, what? Because he spams the weird orb move. You just, you know what they say, the more the merrier, and you just move around and just
Better
jump
than
up and
homing
shoot.
attacking him, certainly, but, you know, just a regular, just pistol weapon or something would be best.
Oh, sure, but you see, they can't do that again. They just gave it to us in Cryptic Castle. They don't want to reuse a scenario, would they? That'd be lazy.
Yep, they would never do that in this game. This game is known for the multitude of unique scenarios.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the weird thing, is that it does have, if you did make this one linear game and you just, changed all of these bosses enough to be distinct from each other a little bit, at least visually, you wouldn't have a short game. It's like it never had to be this padded.
Well, yeah,
But
'cause,
it is, and we're here.
Yes.
I was commenting. I think when you have any one of these runs, right? Once you actually know how to go about it, and you're not taking 30 minutes on a stage bumbling around you don't know what's going on, right? It's generally speaking, I feel like it takes about an hour to clear through a run. Maybe a little bit
2
less.
hours between those usually.
Yeah.
2 hours, really? If you know what
don't
you're
know what
doing,
you're
and
doing.
well, that's what I said. It's if
I-
you, because that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
that's why I prefaced. That's what I prefaced, is because first time took me forever. It's I think I said I took 30 minutes.
I
on
think
Westockless
the
first
issue
time.
with that is just that most people's first playthrough of their game is the only one.
Sure, but no, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying though is that you're saying is that the game wouldn't be. It would be a good size, all things considered, right? And it's
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
look at each route, or the 5 routes that we're going to cover, right, as basically being about an hour-ish to 2 hours, you could average it maybe to an hour and a half. It's clump them all together, subtract a little bit from the fact that you're not repeating any levels like Westockless or Cryptic Castle,
Right.
and yeah, you have a fairly sized game, all things considered, and maybe they might add a little bit more and they might tweak things and rearrange, but
Yeah,
it's they have something there. But
Always,
yeah, what are you gonna do?
this series always has you thinking about what could have been. So we
Yep.
gotta
Yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta press on.
you just have to. Yeah, you just have to admit that this is the shadow that we got.
It's a shadow we're gonna have to love.
Hope that someone
Yeah.
can mangle the files into a better fan game somewhere down the line.
I mean,
Yeah,
Anyway,
fucking
but
me.
yeah, after that depressing boss.
yeah,
fight.
let's teleport to Iron Jungle again for some reason. It's really weird that we go back to Iron Jungle just for a cutscene. I don't know why they had to set it here.
Yeah, I've noticed that. There's a few cutscenes that do that.
Well,
he
because
has a
there's
back door, remember? Because it's Eggman's
Oh, yeah.
network. Where else would it go
True.
from wherever he's hanging out?
True.
At his own home base.
True.
well, and that's the weird thing, is that it's you have the original Shadow Android cutscene, and you have this cutscene that happens on both this playthrough and the True Hero playthrough, but takes you to different stages, which is really weird. And you also have the Shadow realizes he's a robot scene, which you can get to in the neutral playthrough from this playthrough or Neutral Dark, but still takes place at Iron Jungle for some reason. So it's their most used location in the game for some reason. But that doesn't matter. We're in Iron Jungle, but we're immediately cut off by Sonic on a spaceship with Tails' Cyclone implanted in the nose of it.
Yeah, he's just hey, want to go to space? Space
Yeah.
is good.
I love
Space
space. Oh, yeah.
time.
Specifically,
and-
he says the line, "We're on our way to the Ark," so it looks like we're going too.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
and technically he's saying that as in the Black Arms are going there, so we're heading there, so we're going after them, but it sounds so weird out of context.
Mhm.
I also like to note that the music playing here is a remixed version of SA2 cutscene music. Suddenly,
Oh yeah, is it the we're going to the pyramid theme? Anyway.
right? It's the blasting off.
The space
one.
pyramid.
So yeah, so we just take a trip into space. I do like that Shadow's oh god, this fucking guy, when he sees Sonic.
Yeah.
Uh,
Twice
Yeah.
in one
I mean,
run.
that's the
I mean,
Oh,
he's
man,
that's
very
the proper
justified.
response.
what a
yeah.
bad day. Twice in one run meeting into Sonic. I hate this.
I
game.
love the
It's-
banter between Sonic and Shadow in this game.
That's all of you guys whenever I show up. No,
Oh,
Jesus.
whoa.
That's me whenever I see another person.
yeah. So space travel time. We go up to the Ark. We see the Ark, and Shadow is like, this seems familiar. Perhaps I will recall some memories. And he
Yep,
remembers.
that's
a
how my
couple
brain
things.
works too.
And then Sonic is like, "Wow, don't worry about that. Look at that place we're going to. Isn't that going to be so fun? It's going to be so fun."
Yeah, this is where the
why
I make this note
is-
later, but Shadow has the worst like people he associates with. They're just like, nah, shut up about your trauma. Look at what's happening.
See, the weird thing
Nobody
is,
ever wants to talk to him.
Over it.
I don't understand because, like, in SA2, when they join forces, like, Sonic is very understanding of, like, Shadow's situation. But
Right.
here, he's, like, clearly in a crisis again, and Sonic
There's
is, like,
no emotional
too-
awareness from anyone.
Yeah, like, what happened?
I guess
I think you guys are
I don't
forgetting
know.
that it's time to rock and roll.
Shadow
Hell
used
yeah.
to be cool and mysterious, but like they're just kind of over him being traumatized at this point. Like it's lost its
Well,
gimmick.
if you
Like
think-
they're just over it. Like
Well, I guess if you think about, I mean, for Sonic, right? Like they dealt with this trauma in SA2. He fell off and like hit his head real hard, and I guess to him, like I don't know, like does no one else realize that he has like amnesia or like a concussion, right?
They-
Like
He has
they all
brain
know that.
damage.
like you're like, oh, you silly Shadow. It's like we already did that.
Huh,
we
you
already
still
had
get
that
it.
no,
part.
from the
Don't worry
dialogue,
about
clearly no one thinks that like anything actually happened to his memory. They thought he crashed into the fucking earth and was fine.
Like,
I mean,
do they just think he's
you know.
broody? Like,
I mean,
don't
to be
know.
fair,
Clearly do,
Shadow
based off of the
is
dialogue.
broody.
I
To be
guess
fair,
so.
Shadow is broody as hell.
He is
Sure,
broody
but,
as
like-
hell, but like I don't think he's not remembering a single thing that happened
This
to
is-
him broody.
This
Well,
is,
no.
This is fucking. This is autism moments where he's expressionless a lot of the time, and so people aren't able to tell what he's actually feeling. They can't give him the help he
Oh.
needs.
Damn,
I'm
I
sorry,
feel
I
so
made it
bad
sad,
for him.
didn't I?
He is such
yeah.
a autistic icon. I appreciate him.
Shadow's
Basically,
an
Shadow has
autistic
the worst
icon,
friends
damn.
imaginable.
Yeah. Well,
God.
they
Wow,
just don't.
alright.
They're okay. They just have to. They'll overcome it eventually, maybe.
Shadow's viral Twitter thread about ableism in the Sonic community.
Jesus Christ.
All right. We actually have a stage here. Welcome to Space Gadget, everyone. Which should immediately scare you. That name.
I mean, it did.
It
feel
is.
bad that
It is
most
the
of the stages-
combination of Final Rush and gravity platforming that you never wanted.
I got really thrown through the loop when launched into this. I was like, what the heck? It's literally just the final rush and chase visuals here. You've even got the same like sound effects. Like you could trick me into thinking this was just like a mod for SA2. It's so
Wait,
directly.
it wasn't?
If not for the fact that the lighting is a lot worse, yes, I'd agree.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like we've had homages to similar locations, but it's really cool actually. But also it's really lazy. they didn't remake a lot of stuff. They just reused stuff, which is interesting.
You do get more than just it's the outdoor platforms that are the Final Rush, Final Chase ones. You do go inside the arc for parts of this though, and that is different at least.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre.
And this
Yeah.
stage's whole gimmick is these big gravity gates that flip you in a specific direction, and
Which those terrified me at first.
well, because it can sometimes just throw you off the edge depending on where you hit it.
Well, like I was
did
getting
I did
flashbacks
write
to
that
SA2
down.
space gravity. So like I'm getting flashbacks to gravity. I see a timer. I'm immediately having a bad time. Like I'm stressing out.
Yeah.
But then it
cool way-
wasn't like that hard of a level for me. Like I didn't struggle, but I was stressed the entire time because there was a timer and I thought I was going to get SA2 gravity at any moment.
Well, that's funny because the timer is meaningless for our objective right now.
Yep, that's the best part is that you get to the end of the stage. Actually, the Reloaded mod moves the end goal for neutral, but you get to the end of the stage, and you just wait out the timer in this level to do the neutral mission. You
Yeah.
just have to fail the hero mission to do it.
Kind
Yeah, but
of
I still
obtuse.
see the timer and it stresses me the fuck out.
Can you not
Timer's
turn it off
scary.
by like pressing down on the D-pad, or does it always show?
I don't know. I just remember seeing the timer being stressed and shutting down because there was a timer.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
honestly don't remember. I feel like it just continues to show up, but I could be full of it. I'd have to go back and play it again. But I definitely wrote down here my frustration with like getting killed because I hit one of the gravity warping balloons, and because of where I was, it like just yeeted me off a cliff or like off a platform, and I just died. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't even anywhere near it, and it's like cool. It's like
Well, my problem is
why did I
the,
do
the indoor parts of the stage. The outdoor is tough, but it's annoying. But the indoor part, they want to have you do like sort of precision platforming with a Black Arms hoverboard for parts of it.
oh
Yeah, that was not enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I hate it
not
because
great.
you can end up falling down below, and it's not a bottomless pit, which is good. I hope you hear the air quotes in my words, because you usually have an elevator to jump back up on, but A, as usual, elevators in this game are excruciatingly slow, and B, you barely have the jump height to actually land on there, and if you're, like, misaligned and jump under it, you'll miss it.
I clipped through the edge of the elevator and fell off of it multiple times while trying to get back on.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So,
And, like, I saw the timer going, and I was stressed, and I thought I had to get there in time.
Makes sense.
well, and, you know, Sonic is telling you through the whole level, hey, Shadow, you remember this place? It really does come across as, like, making fun of someone's trauma for, you know, you guys who really didn't like the ARC levels in SA2 at all.
Uh,
The
Also,
game.
Yeah.
I like that you have to fail the hero mission to do the neutral mission, but you're racing for the Chaos Emerald. So you fail the hero mission. Sonic says, "Hey, score 1 for the good guys," which, ouch, dickhead. But then
Right.
you finish the level in the neutral mission and you get the emerald anyway.
yeah, that was. I don't understand. How? What?
You know, it'd be funny. Sonic's racing you, right? But he's not present in the level. Where's that all about? It'd be so funny trying to do the neutral end, and you're just waiting by the Chaos Emerald, and Sonic just like runs past you and gets it. You're like, "Yeah, score 1 for the heroes." So you're like, "Sure."
Wait,
Whatever
Thanks,
he's
buddy
saying.
boy.
It reminds me of how utterly broken Sonic's AI is in, like, Tails' story of SA1. It's like, they probably didn't want to have the player watching him fumble around the level, especially in this much worse engine than the adventure games control.
Yeah.
That would have elevated it just a little bit more. Where like, oh, he's actually racing. It's like,
Yeah, it is
that would've been
visually
nice.
cool. You should probably play SA2, though. It's
I
just
probably
better.
should. Sure. But I have nostalgia for 1 though, so I'd have to do that first though. But
All right.
But after this, we get one of the things about this game that they try to make actually matter. Namely, the Gun Commander is here on the Ark. Don't ask me how the hell he got there, because apparently Gun could never get to the Ark for the past 50 years before this to not have the death program activate.
Well, see, he was studying Shadow and learned how to teleport.
There you go.
But it turns
Just like
out
Sonic.
the Gun
Yeah,
Commander...
just like Sonic.
Gun Commander, when he was a little ugly child, he looks horrible in this flashback, I might add.
This
turns
flashback's
out-
hilarious.
You know, his horrible
It's the
screaming face is
eyes.
funny.
The shit his mouth does in this flashback.
He looks like a fucking alien.
He was alive during the Ark raid. He was a friend to Maria, supposedly, and supposedly walked in on Black Doom and Gerald working together to create Shadow, and he now blames Shadow for Maria's death.
So at first
huh?
I didn't understand why the Gun Commander was on the Ark as a child. Then I remembered it's a colony. Of course there's people living on the Ark.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not just like Maria and like Grandpa Eggman.
I mean, that's kind of what
Those are all the people you see, though.
That's how SA2 kind of paints it, though.
Yeah, it is.
True. They do a bad job at explaining that people live here.
It's an actual
Like,
space
in SA2,
colony.
you would really think there's 2 people and a bunch of gun soldiers.
Right,
Like
and
one
the hedgehog.
establishing shot. Like that's all you need. One establishing shot. Just show that there's more people. Like,
Yeah.
But
So,
what are you gonna do?
yeah, a bit of possible confusion, but clear this up for me. Why does the Gun Commander blame Shadow? Is it just because he's an alien and he's racist?
Well, you see, he's evil.
Well, so
Shadow's evil,
This
so it's his
is-
fault.
this is really silly. I already think it's silly to have anyone other than Gerald and the government involved in Shadow's creation, because I think that there was something of a commentary there in SA2. But this secret government project was apparently just something a little kid could stumble into and see for himself
Yep.
just by walking down a hallway. So it almost makes the UF's response to Gerald look slightly more justified because he's this fucking incompetent. But yeah, so the Gun Commander, he says, "Oh, Maria was the only family I had." It's funny because in the English version he says, "Maria, like my whole family was killed on the Ark, and also Maria was my only family." But that's a mistranslation. He's saying that Maria is his only family and she was killed. But this is fucking crazy because like, okay, I already don't like the idea of Maria having friends other than Shadow, because this is the sickly girl who they're doing monstrosities because Gerald wants to save her. And she
Right.
makes friends with
Yeah, and they
the monster.
they very much paint her in SA2 as only friends with Shadow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the whole
so-
point. She is Shadow's
Yeah.
level of humanity,
Giving her a little
or the origin point of it.
a little Oni-chan is very weird. But the thing Lauren's asking is, why is he like this? And the answer is, well, the gun raid happened because they wanted to not have Gerald be in sole control of Shadow. They wanted to take down the project so that basically they would have control of it. They didn't want to get
Right.
rid of Shadow. But in the process of that, Maria gets shot and, trying to save Shadow because she doesn't want him to get taken away. And so, because the existence of Shadow led to Maria's death, Gun Commander's like, oh, it's your fault. If you had simply not existed, then this wouldn't have happened, you bitch.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it would be
One
way
of
too
those.
easy to blame the gun soldier that shot her, so obviously you have to blame Shadow.
Well,
Of course.
this is the thing, is that
I don't think he's getting the full picture though.
she's already deathly ill, which is like, okay, but yeah, doesn't blame the guy who put the bullet in her back. But also, here's the thing, this guy's the commander of Gun now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't really get.
Why would you grow up to lead the organization that has given you this psychological trauma to have this entire campaign against this 3-foot-tall hedgehog who has, in this timeline, not done anything bad to you?
Wait a minute. I suddenly had a super crackpot theory right here.
Oh boy.
So we were talking about how, Maria was only friends with Shadow. What if that's true and he wanted to be friends with Maria, but Shadow kept taking all the attention, and so he sees Gun as the heroes that were taking Shadow away.
So finally I'll have Maria all to myself.
Yep.
Because she tried to save him and got shot. That's interesting.
Honestly, he's unhinged enough that I'd believe it.
Jesus Christ.
Trauma makes you do weird things, but it's super weird because blaming a child being murdered by soldiers on the other child she was saving is untold
Not a
degrees
good
of
look.
delusion. So, yeah, very, very weird and makes you think kind of scene.
And then in response, Shadow is like, well, if you're right, you can kill me, but not right now because I'm not sure if you're right. It's just a response.
Let me see if you have.
When
the
I
right to
personally
shoot me.
verify that you are correct,
Yeah,
only then can you kill me.
super weird moment, and yeah,
And the gun
It was trying
commander
so hard to be
upon-
touching too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
they want you to care about this so bad, and I don't.
Yeah.
How could I care about anything with the gun commander after seeing how stupid he looked as a kid? Why
He
did his
looks
face
like a
do those
fucking
things?
alien. He looks like a fucking alien.
They should have
It's like-
traded him for Maria.
It reminds me
wow.
of how like
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage can do 1,000 faces, but none of them look like a person. That's what this kid reminds me of.
Amazing.
Somehow, after all that, and Shadow's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go see if you're right. That breaks down the gun commander finally, and he just collapses and doesn't hound Shadow anymore. I don't know why. It's kind of weird.
I guess
I don't think they ever had a conversation before because it always goes back to why doesn't Shadow just have a conversation and talk it out? Well, you know what?
I mean,
they
yeah.
finally do at the end of the game, and it wrecks his world. Where you're like, oh whack, oh shit.
I think
There
he
you
went into that encounter expecting Shadow to like attack him because he views him as an alien beast. And so when Shadow's like,
Sure.
"Well, if you're right, I guess you can shoot me, man. Whatever. Let me check that first." The fact that he had
Yeah.
any kind of human response to that is just devastating. It's like, "Oh my god, it's a person."
Our world
Yeah.
is shattered.
The
We're almost
gun
done, though.
commander, he falls apart at all that, and weirdly, so does the Ark.
Yep.
We get into our final stage here, Cosmic Fall. The stage sucks, by the way, and for some reason
That
the Ark
name
is just
sounds familiar.
exploding
does.
and pieces falling off of it. Yeah, it's we go from Cosmic Wall to Cosmic Fall.
I did
Hee
not
hee ha.
realize just how much this game leans on SA2. It's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the wall's falling down. You know.
I think that the Black Arms just had enough, and they're like, let's blow it up again. They're
Right.
like,
As
blowing
they
things
should.
up.
Yeah,
At
there
this
is
point, the Ark has no purpose in continuing to exist.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned,
rhetorically, it shouldn't still be here for the series. Yeah.
Right.
But yes, this level is terrible. You have to wait on slow-moving platforms to everything to align so you can jump across, and the camera sucks, and it's just boring, and the platforming is really janky. I don't like it.
So Devin,
This
it's
level
funny
is
you
made to
say.
stress me out.
Devin,
Hold
it's
on.
funny you say that it was a terrible level.
Oh my god. Get out of here, Bruce. I don't even want to hear
Okay, so for the
No,
first
Bruce,
time I
fuck
got
off.
to it,
Fuck
the first
off.
time I got to it, I struggled so hard to the point where I had to put
Oh.
it down and go to for the rest of the day. And the next morning, I did it in one try.
Okay, there
Okay,
it is.
But also, you fell on the wrong objective one time, though. You accidentally landed on the Chaos Emerald.
And it's also true. Also, doing the second try, I got a glitch where I couldn't track the hero mission for most of it. So I just had Black Doom whispering in my ear the entire time, which was very unnerving.
Oh, but you didn't get to hear the most iconic line from this stage. Find the computer room.
I did get to hear it the first night.
Oh, God.
You had me play that the first time I tried playing the stage.
Yeah.
How could I forget? We have to talk about
Oh
Vector.
yes, yes, we have to
There's
talk about
what-
Vector.
So much to talk about Vector. So I'll somehow Palpatine returned, as did Vector. He shows up. I thought he was busy hacking Eggman's computer mainframe.
I have no
No,
idea
all
what
of
the
a sudden-
chaotics are
no,
trying to do across this.
no,
It's always
Shadow-
computers, but
Shadow already hacked the mainframe.
Sure, but like, what's he doing here now on the Ark?
He's
Like,
trying to hack a
find the
different
computer room.
mainframe.
did the chaotics
Oh
have
my
a space program?
Yes,
How is that in their budget?
yes.
the rings.
The rings.
The ring.
Exactly.
Oh wait, well hold on. They're into hacking and computers and rings probably. They just like hacked some like crypto. And, like,
Oh yeah,
They
that was
got
why I
all
was
the
trying to
money
get
they
into the
need.
crypto mine.
Oh yeah. That's right.
oh yeah, okay, makes sense.
That's what
That's
the arc
right.
does.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Matt, I know you've been
Ah,
sitting
yeah.
on this because
No.
in
It's
Sonic
terrible.
Heroes, Vector, his voice is very much they're going for a Brooklyn detective kind of, oh, what's going on, boys? We gotta get the money. And then in this game, well,
Well, he sounds like Pee Wee Herman and like Barney Gumble from The Simpsons wrapped into one. I don't understand. And it got to the point, right, where it's like, you know, when you play Sonic Adventure, not really, the wrong game. When you're playing Shadow the Hedgehog, same game. This is Sonic Adventure 3, by the way.
4?
Because we don't talk about heroes.
You're
No.
right. It is 3.
Yeah.
So
My
when you're
bad.
playing Shadow the Hedgehog,
Actually, we've talked
you
about
get-
heroes multiple times.
Shh. You go a little crazy like I am right now. And you start to like parrot what the other people are saying, you know, like you start quoting the gun commander, you know, or you start quoting Eggman, the more the merrier, and all the dumb shenanigans. And I was starting to lose it because this level sucks. And Vector's just here, and Vector's a goofy lad, and his voice is goofy. And so the entire time, I'm just like
Yeah.
talking like Vector, like Barney Gumble, like, oh, hey Shadow, oh, hey Homer. You know? And it made it a little bit better, but not too much, because the amount of waiting that you have to go throughout the mission is pretty unbearable. Not even Vector can save it with his goofy voice. Which
I'm so glad Vector was here, though. Like, this level, I don't
Oh,
think they
yeah.
could have designed a more stressful level other than this level without Vector.
why is the arc falling apart on a timer?
It's,
Right? Like, oh, what's it gonna do? Fall more apart? It's already fucking doing that. We don't need a
what is
goddamn
even supposed to
timer.
It doesn't explode. What is the timer for?
Alright.
Timer's there to remind you that the game hates you.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a little weird because there's no resolution as to how it like stops falling apart.
It's just falling
After
to
this?
Earth again.
Well, that's what I
Well-
assumed actually, but the problem
it's
is they
the
never like
gravity.
stop it, so maybe not.
that we see. Yeah,
Well,
you
they
see the
hack into
post-credit
gravity.
scene is all the bits of Ark land on the Earth and just like wipe out major populated areas.
Oh, it's
No,
a Mega Man
I'm gonna-
X6 plot point.
Oh yeah.
That's what Shadow the Hedgehog 2 is going to be about, you know. But
He hit
I'm gonna
himself
just
while he tried to
guess-
repair himself. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna guess because Ark is like some weird space station kind of thing. They probably have some weird gravity-based kind of thing going on.
It's space magic.
Like- Maybe it like sucks up the pieces that are nearby, or I don't know. It's like it's it's pretty damning. It's like I don't know how you can defend it. It's like what the fuck's going on? I don't know how this matters right now.
Cosmic Fall, bad level.
I mean, yeah.
My
Oh,
chest was
I don't know.
actually fucking pounding by the end of it. Like I had to go take a
Jesus.
breather.
I
think
mean,
I had to
damn,
stop
bro.
doing it as well. Like I had to do it another night because this level was just so bad and so frustrating. But
I will stand
well.
by that. Like Space and Sonic just have never mixed well.
Yeah, I was
That's- I
thinking
mean,
back,
yeah.
and like
I don't
most of the
think
space stages
they
are
really
not
haven't
great.
mixed well. They should mix well, though. That's
Yeah,
the
they
thing.
should, but they don't.
Right.
Well, see you
'Cause
guys in
it's what I'm
5
thinking.
years.
Yay.
All right.
This-
So
yeah.
we make it to the computer room. I like Vector's groovy little dance on the results screen.
It's the
Yeah, it's
best
pretty
part
funny.
of the level.
Kind of.
In this house, we love and respect Vec.
As
Respect
long as
Vec,
he's not
maybe?
a bastard.
Yeah, but Black Doom
Respecter the
arrives.
Vector.
Shadow is like, "Hey, Black Doom, are you my dad?" And Black Doom's like, "Yeah." And Shadow's like, "All right, well, I have to kill Black Doom and then atone for my sins."
Yep.
Which is
It's
what?
really weird.
It's Shadow treats whether the commander is right about him being like responsible for Maria's death as equivalent to whether Black Doom created him, which I feel is not accurate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Shadow just trusts
the
everyone
Shadow
with
is just
faith
very
in
like
you.
the Shadow just jumps onto whatever theories he hears and just automatically believes them.
Shadow watches Alex Jones. No,
That's what I was gonna
Oh,
say. You should
God.
be very careful not to listen to conspiracy theorists because I
Jesus
think he would
Christ.
fall down that rabbit hole real fast.
He
Like
absolutely
Vector,
would fall down that rabbit hole.
Vector's gonna
Jesus.
tell him some weird theory he's come up with, and it's like, really? No way. Yeah, that's right, Shadow.
I can't wait for the
Jared
Shadow
Harden.
Investor podcast.
Jesus Christ.
God. Anyway, so Black Doom is our final boss for the hero mission, and it is nothing special. It's
It was very
Oh.
underwhelming.
Really?
It did feel
Well,
final boss to me, but it was
I-
underwhelming. Yeah.
it feels
Yeah.
it feels like the pre-final boss. You know, if this were a linear game, you'd put
Yeah.
Black Doom at the end.
I guess.
But then you'd have to, have a real final boss after that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this game even has a final boss. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Sure. um,
How could it? There's so many endings.
yeah, I
Right?
mean,
Yeah, there's no true ending.
you get to pick your own ending. They would never
Yeah.
just give an ending to you and be like, "This is the one. Ignore all the others."
Yeah, well,
Um,
that would
yeah.
ruin the whole purpose.
True, it would.
Exactly. Yes,
It
it
It would
would.
undermine the entire game.
Yeah.
But right here, we're fighting Black Doom, and I actually appreciate this. It's not fight-wise, it's nothing crazy, but I mean, I already like Black Doom's design, and he is just leaning into the wise man elements because he's a spellcaster. He got
Yeah.
fireballs, dark energy waves, he teleports, he's got meteors.
Wait, is he a charisma caster?
And the music is fittingly climactic. It's nothing like
Yeah.
it doesn't go super hard, but it feels like what I'd
gets the
expect
job done.
with from a showdown with this guy.
Sure.
Honestly, I mean, my expectations were not super high because of this game, and so I was actually like,
Lord, how could
They
you?
were-
This game's a masterpiece.
so I was pleased by this fight. Like, I didn't have a negative taste in my mouth at the end of it. So
That's fair. When I
Yeah.
say nothing special, it is underwhelming. That's just true, but it's not. I may actually be one of the least jank of the bosses.
Honestly, nothing special in Shadow. That's a great thing.
Yeah, his biggest
Too much of
Yeah.
the levels had too much of it was too special. So nothing special.
Yeah.
Great way to end it.
his
Honestly,
biggest annoyance
kinda.
is just that he will sometimes turn transparent and you can't hit him.
Yeah, that was annoying, but I just kept on trying to shoot him anyway because I'm stubborn.
Oh, you
Yeah,
wasted
same.
bullets then.
Same.
Yeah, that would
You
break
know what?
my heart. You don't want to waste
You know
the ammo.
what? No,
There's
you know
always
what?
more bullets.
Yeah, I did not have trouble getting bullets in this game.
Yeah, I did
Or
not
in
have
this
trouble
fight.
getting more bullets.
No, I was scooping bullets up off the ground like they were candy.
I just kept on using Vegeta's move and it panned out.
I guess I
fair
was just
enough,
worried
yeah.
about beating it fast because I crave that ranking, right? Like
Yeah, 'cause you're
I'm an addict.
psychotic.
I just need to get that next fix for the A rank,
It's the
Yeah.
gambler's
But,
fallacy.
right? But
Or is it sunk cost? Either way.
a cool thing that they kind of do, right? If you run around real fast, he has this weird distortion effect, and you can see that there's several copies of him that are trailing behind, and that corresponds to the number of spells he gets to do for that little phase right there. And so
Oh.
when he casts a spell, a shade goes away, like one of his like copies, and it goes down one by one and by one until it's just him, and that's how you know that like you're open to damage him again, which I think it's just a cool little feature. I like
never
that.
noticed
Like
that. That's an interesting
Yeah.
detail.
That is a really
Did
interesting
I
detail.
mention I was impressed at your level of observation of this game, Matt? Because I am.
But it's
That's
like,
actually that's pretty
you
cool.
know,
Yeah.
that's why it's like I'm just a little surprised because it's like let's be real here. It's not like this is like breaking boundaries for boss design.
I mean,
it's
no.
a serviceable boss. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's
But all
underwhelming,
things
but
considered,
playable.
and that's what you say underwhelming. I don't know. It's like I guess my standards are like shot at this point. But like
I
I'd say
expect
I'm
Shadow
pretty
to be better,
satisfied.
god damn it.
I'm pretty happy with this boss. I think it's a good boss. It's like it's not even a fine boss. It's a good boss. I like it. Like,
Well, we
especially,
can't
like,
all have correct opinions.
It's
I
okay.
know.
There's
It'll be okay, Bruce. I still love you.
in the realms of
No.
frustration that this game can bring, this is not really one of them. So good on you
No.
for that one, I suppose. And like Lauren said,
Yeah.
I actually remember the music. It's dramatic, but I kind of like when the percussion comes in and it's a little more memorable, but not that much.
Mhm.
So yeah,
But yeah, all things
we did
considered,
it.
though, it's all right.
We
we're
did
done.
it.
Black Doom is
Yay.
defeated. Shadow once again has all the Chaos Emeralds, but in this 1 minute ending, he declares himself a mistake that should never have existed, which implies a little bit of like, is Shadow going to kill himself?
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. It's like if you're like a little kid playing this, you're like, no, Shadow, don't. I love you. You're
He's
so
gonna
cool.
reenact SA2, go super, and then fall and just die.
No, he's gonna live again.
Oh, he'll lose his memory again.
We're
That'll
go
make
through all
you
this.
know twice as much head trauma.
We're going through all
every
this
route,
all over again.
every
Sonic
route of
Heroes
this game is
2.
canon, and Shadow's just losing his memory over and over.
Jesus Christ.
I'd
It's
buy
freaking-
that. His memory's whack. He's in the hospital room still.
So Eggman has gotten karate chopped half to death 5 times.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
but
that in and of itself is funny enough, but the way it's presented just got me so much because Shadow has to do his signature sign off so he's like, oh yeah, I was a mistake. I shouldn't have been created. This is who I am, and then he walks off. But then instead of ending it there, Vector is like, hey, wait, don't be like that, Shadow. Come back, and then it ends.
Well, isn't this the one, Devin, right? Where he's like, oh, Shadow, don't go there. Not yet.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
like,
not
Yeah.
yet.
Whoa. It's like, hold on.
Like, hold on a second,
Don't
Vector.
kill
what the
yourself
fuck?
yet.
Yeah.
We could know more about
We
your.
don't know if it's true. It's
We
like,
can
if we find
more,
out it's right,
then
then
you'll
go for
kill
it, Shadow.
yourself.
Yeah, no, it was whiplash.
In the Japanese
Wild.
version, Vector just says, don't be irrational, which makes a little bit more sense. But the English
Yeah.
version is funnier, damn it.
It kills the whole scene because it's so funny, but it's so like I can't take it seriously anymore. It's like, come on.
yeah.
This game is something to behold. Yeah, and it's surprising because, like, I almost wanted to say, maybe we should do the Dark Mission on this, because, we do the Hero Mission because it's balanced, for one for each, basically. It basically doesn't matter since we're talking about every ending anyway, but the Dark Mission for this is the same as friggin' Neutral Pathway, in a way.
Oh.
Or not Neutral Pathway, Neutral Dark, because we're messing around on the arc, and then we slightly turncoat at the last second, and for some reason, this is the game's opportunity to throw another fucking egg dealer at us.
Guess
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
It's all egg dealers.
And it's like,
When I thought I was out, you pulled me back in.
yeah,
I am very confused as to what Eggman is upset about going into this fight. I don't think he's like, give me all the Chaos Emeralds, although he might ask for that in addition to what he declares, which is like, he says, you're defiling my grandfather's legacy. What? What did Shadow do to offend Eggman's ancestors? I am confused.
yeah.
That is
well,
a good question.
Well,
and that's the
because
weird
isn't
thing.
Shadow technically his legacy? So that's kind of a weird way to look at it. It's like,
Yeah, and also Shadow didn't
Are you-
do
are you-
anything to the arc. He's just here. Um,
Yeah.
but the crazy thing about that is that you do another egg deal, whatever, don't care. And Shadow defeats Eggman. He does not kill him in this version. He just kind of looks pensive. And Eggman's just on the ground. But Shadow declares himself the solemn guardian of the Ark, sworn to protect it from outside forces, because he needs to copy Knuckles or something. I don't know. It's really weird, but the thing I keep thinking is, this is more heroic than the hero route.
Well,
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, we'll find out soon, I guess. But
Well, this isn't the
No,
only
the
route
hero mission.
where you do a mission and then the game just says, "Nah, I'll make a different ending that doesn't quite match."
oh, I see
that."
what you mean.
Yeah.
Versus like fighting Black Doom. I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of is. It kind of ends off on a weird note, all things considered, for
Yeah, it's...
the hero. Right? Like, I mean, I took it for what it is, and it was fine, I guess. But you know, but yeah, it's
Are you just
kind of
gonna
weird when you
live
look
here?
at it. I guess
Does the Ark have a fridge?
well, it has
The Ark
people.
is a fridge. The entirety of the Ark is a fridge. They're just all walking around in the world's like largest walk-in.
God.
This is just it's an interesting idea for an ending. The thing is, I don't understand how Shadow got here. There's no lead up to it, and it's very
Yeah.
non sequitur. Once again,
Yes.
Eggman is like, "What?" Which he that's just the line for when the
His
plot goes
trademark.
weird.
Well,
Also,
especially, like, if you had made Diablon the final boss here, that would have made more sense, because Shadow would have come to the conclusion that, like, no, I'm not a monster created by Black Doom, you know, and you should get off my place, you know? That's what I would expect.
That would have sucked, though, because then that would have defeated the whole point of having Gun Commander have his realization that maybe Shadow wasn't actually bad after all. And you're
I'm
like,
just
nah,
saying-
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
fight
saying
you anyway.
As a story turn, you know, for taking the bad pathway.
Maybe I would justify it if someone else piloted Diablon, I would have it. But then why is Sonic there?
Knuckles.
You know what I mean?
Ah, yes.
Only one of us
Just
can defend
make it only Knuckles.
a body.
Shadow, you're trying to steal my gimmick.
you know, another weird thing about this, and I'm thinking about this more deeply. I'm like, wait, I feel like this was like a leftover plot line that they just tacked on to the end of this. Because when Eggman shows up, and like I said, he's talking about, oh, you're defiling the legacy. They even go as far as to play I Am the Eggman in the background, which threw me through the loop. But it's like they try to give it like a meaning, more of a meaning. And so I'm thinking maybe this is Shadow being like pissed off that Eggman used the Ark to like try to further his own goals. And Shadow is like, no, the Ark is a sacred place or something like that. I think that's what they were going for. But again, it's weird because there's no lead into that at all.
Yeah, it's just a big misdirect.
Yeah.
Oh, very, very strange. Very, very weird. We're
Well,
done
hold
here.
on. How could we forget the most important part? The ending music.
I was
Chosen
gonna
one.
get to that. We got The Chosen One, which is a hilariously emo song that contains the
Yeah.
lyrics, "Sometimes I wish I was never born at all." It is
Yep. I
It
love
is
it. It's
delicious.
so corny.
it is corny, and honestly, it is a good song. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I love it more than what we got for the last run that we did.
Oh, well,
Definitely by a
fucking
long shot.
obviously. Yeah.
Oh yeah, almost did. That's what it was. Yeah, Chosen One, way better than that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, neutral good.
Neutral good, neutral okay, neutral disappointing
Neutral-
in some ways.
Neutral
fine.
fine.
Neutral fine. Yeah, we've gotten, you know, it was very homogenous in the neutral playthrough, and since then we've got like one big stinker level for the past two episodes with Cosmic Fall in this one, and the Doom last week. So I'm wondering if, you know, things will diverge further and we'll get more worse levels next week, or things will maybe look up. I don't know.
Oh, I'm looking forward to things getting worse. I can feel it.
Next week we are going to be tackling the True Dark playthrough, and I know there's going to be some fun to be had there. Fun here again with massive air quotes. But for
Yeah,
right
the
now,
Sonic kind.
Yeah,
now that is where we're done for today.
Sonic's patented a good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
We hope you have a good time the rest of your week before we come dragging you back into Shadow the Hedgehog land. next week, because we're done for now. Thank you all so much for watching this crazy-ass video. If you have any questions, comments, criticism, feedback, etc., you can feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, or check any of our links in the description on the link tree. I said that all as kind of one sentence, but it mostly works out. You get the idea. I hope you all have a great week. I hope you all have a great rest of your night, and take care.